Today we're taking a look at a watch that sort of totes the line between a dress watch and a tool watch. It gets a Faraday cage and a little lightning bolt on the dial, which I think is pretty cool. It's called Monbrey. They are a new micro brand and they are making a watch that has a lot of inspiration from 1970s dress watches. However, it sort of feels like a tool watch on your wrist. So let's flip the camera and take a look at a new micro brand called Monbrey and their Antimagnetic, I guess, dress watch. The first thing you're going to notice about this watch, about the design of this watch, are the lugs. The lugs are straight and long. When you turn the watch on its side, you can see it's basically straight out. They don't curve down at all. This is a design choice, so they decided to do this, and I think it looks really good actually. When you turn the case over, see they actually put a black case back on here. I think it's DLC coated. This has a Faraday cage inside. It's actually pretty thin because it has a dateless 9039 inside, so a Miyota movement. They called this wedge lugs, and this was basically a design element that a lot of watches from the 1970s had. Actually, Seiko used this design in a lot of their watches as well. They put a really boxed domed sapphire crystal on here, so it looks very, very vintage. You have a screwed-in crown and a screwed-in case back. The dial, I would say, is a white color. However, in different lighting, depending on how you're looking at it, in some cases it almost looks like a very, very faint baby blue, in my opinion. So there is a little bit of blue maybe mixed in with that white. You have applied indices and you have sword hands on here. I don't think there's any lume. However, the hands are very reminiscent of something that you might get from Seiko or Grand Seiko. You have the brand name right below the 12 o'clock index, that is Monbrey, and then you have right above the 6 o'clock index in red a little lightning bolt, and then above that it just says Antimagnetic because this is Antimagnetic. It also says, I think, 24 joules down at the bottom because this does get a Miyota movement inside. It does have 24 joules. I think this comes with two straps. This is the brown leather strap. It's a Cav leather strap. I think it also comes with a black leather strap as well. A very handsome watch and a very handsome design. It's a dress watch, I would say, but at the same time, it's kind of a tool watch. You also have a really nice buckle on here. I don't know if they give you an extra buckle with the package that it's coming with the extra strap. I would imagine they do, but I'm not 100% sure of that, so I won't say that it does. You also have a sign crown, and again, a really deeply etched crown, really nicely finished. Everything here is really nicely finished. You have a very wide chamfered edge along the top of the case. You can see that polish right there, and everything is brushed really nicely. I think it's around a 39mm watch, if I recall correctly. But no, it's actually around 38, so just over 38mm. It's pretty thin, and it does have a boxed domed sapphire crystal, so it's 12mm, so it's probably in the neighborhood of around 11mm, considering if you don't include that sapphire crystal. 5.3mm on the crown, could be a little bit bigger, but other than that, I think it's really nice. And then the lug to lug is not that bad, even though the lugs do go straight out, so it's 46.8mm. You can see that they're abruptly cut off. They're very angular, and it really is a main design element of this watch. I would say that sapphire crystal, the hands and the dial, all of that works really well to make it look like a vintage watch, and it's those lugs that give it its style. It makes it look very different from other micro brand dress watches that you might come in contact with. Very, very good looking watch. Price on this is $400, and like I said, you do get two straps for that $400, and this does have a Faraday cage, so it is anti-magnetic, and of course it does say that on the dial. They're making this in a few different colors, and I think they all are really good looking. I think this is definitely the best looking one. It comes in nice packaging as well. However, this is a prototype, so the packaging is a little banged up, but the packaging here is actually really nice. Everything about this watch, I think, is really nicely designed. They did a great job with designing it and using the inspiration of vintage watches. I think they took a lot of inspiration from maybe vintage Seikos, but they're saying from other Swiss-made watches as well, and I could see that as well, but I really love the lug design. Today I have on Norqain. This is the Wild One. Review for this is going to be dropping pretty soon. Really cool watch, carbon fiber, and some composites. It's just a really lightweight watch that looks really different. So there it is on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is about a 38.5 millimeter watch, somewhere in that neighborhood. It does give you tool watch vibes, at the same time dress watch vibes. So really sort of toting a line between the two. You have beautiful applied indices on here. They are faceted. The hands have a beautiful chamfered polished edge along the sides, and then they're brushed down the center. So everything here really nicely finished, and everything, all the details definitely paid attention to. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this watch? What do you think of the look of these watches, specifically the lugs? I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? I think it does work, and I really like watches like this. It's kind of odd for a brand to come out with a watch like this as their first go. I would love to see this in a dive watch form with those lugs. I think it would look really cool. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway guys, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.